So I seem to have missed last week. Not my fault. I was going to record a video on Sunday, but Anna didn't have her question up until Tuesday, pretty much. Tuesday my time, anyway. So and after Monday, I don't really have much of a chance to make any videos or anything. So, not my fault. Entirely. But whatever. Let's see. Exciting things. Not much has happened. I've been kind of a little bit sick. I've got a sore throat. And I've also been pretty down. Not sure if that's a hormonal thing or what's going on, but yeah, the last week was kind of meh. Yesterday we went to see Romeo and Juliet, which was kind of one of the first films that we've seen. Right? You're moving. No. What was I saying? Romeo and Juliet. One of the first movies that we've seen this month. Yep. And at first I thought that I was going to cry. But the longer it went on, I was kind of like, I know how this is going to end. It's not going to catch me or anything. But I cried like a baby. I lasted until the last 10 minutes or so, and then it was pretty bad. There were lots of tears. Yeah, it was really good anyway. It was supposed to be out here in, I think, June or July time, but they just kept pushing it back. So when it finally came out 2 days ago, actually I wasn't really that pushed about whether or not I saw it at this point because I've been kind of waiting for so long, but really glad I went to see it anyway, and it was awesome, and I cried, and yeah, everybody should see it. It's probably been out and finished for ages by now over there, but whatever. What else is going on? I've printed out 2 copies of the first 5 chapters of my book. I still have to come up with a synopsis, which is going to be pretty hard, so I have to figure out what happens in the entire book and then type it up in 300 words and print it out, and then I'm going to send it off. There's this competition. It's called a novel fair. They do it every year. Basically, they take new writers, and you can send in first 5 chapters of your book and a synopsis, and anonymously. They pick, I think it's 12, and then they put these 12 finalists in a room with their finished drafts, and they invite a whole bunch of publishers and agencies along for the day, and you get to basically push your novel on them. And it's only been going for the last couple of years, but there's been quite a few people finalists who've gotten published from it. The only sucky thing is that, well, first of all, it costs €40 to enter, which I've got now, thankfully, because of job and such. But it's going to be quite hard because I've got maybe 7 chapters done, but it's just about the introduction of the book. So I'm going to have until the end of January next year to finish my first draft, which is kind of scary. and I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to do it, but if I pay to enter this competition thing, I'm hoping that it'll give me an extra reason to try and finish the first draft at last. It's been a while. What else? That's about it. Oh, so I was going to answer 6 minutes. I was going to answer both questions this week since I didn't do any last week. So that's what I'm going to do. So Anna had asked what scent brings us back in time. This is kind of hard because the only thing that I could think of was a perfume. Jean Paul Gaultier Classique, I think. And I had a friend in London when I lived there who really liked it. And she had perfume and the body lotion, and she used it all the time. And I really liked it too, so I ended up getting the perfume. But I haven't worn it since I left London. I haven't really sniffed it all that often since. I'm sure it's still really nice and everything, but anytime I've got a sniff of it, it brings me back to where I was back then. Both the location and friends I had, and the places that, the situations that I was in, and everything. So that's it, really. Then Sarah, what does Sarah ask? Oh, what character from a book but I want it to be real. First of all, I want to know how she knows that Legolas is clean. Is that a thing in the books? I mean, did they keep pointing out that he's really clean? That's a little bit odd. And this one is even harder than the smell one, because the more I think about it, like I can come up with a lot of my favorite characters pretty easily, but they're all they're my favorite characters, but I don't know if I would want them to be real. Like I've been re-listening to the audiobook of Peter Pan, and Peter is awesome. But I don't think I would want him to be real, because he carries around so much sadness, and even for a little kid, I don't think I would want him to be real. Because I wouldn't want someone that emotionally complicated and just sad to exist. I wouldn't wish for that for anyone. Which, by the way, if you still haven't read Peter Pan, you should, because it's awesome. And I made Cody, he listened to it, and he's absolutely in love with it now and understands why I go absolutely crazy for Peter Pan. So everybody should read or listen to Peter Pan if you really want to. Yep. As someone who I would want to exist. See, then there's Augustus in The Fault in Our Stars. He's another one of my favorites, but I would only want him to exist so I could hug him. No spoilers. Yeah, I just want to hug him. I'm excited for the movie coming out. That's out next year too. I can't think of anyone that I would want to exist for good reasons. Let me think. Maybe. Yeah, Magnus Bane from the Mortal Instruments books, because he's just fabulous and badass and awesome. I'd like to be his friend. He'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so we'll go with Magnus Bane. Because the rest are just too depressing. And that's about it, because it's now over 10 minutes and I keep doing this. And do you like my earrings? They're little snails. Alex got them for me. They're made out of wood and they're insulated. And okay, yeah, I'm going. Bye. I love you.